In view of the recent C plus C5 summit, do you think that India is a losing ground in the most important Central Asia? Recently, on parallel to, while simultaneously along with the G7 meet in Hiroshima, on the other hand, on the other side of the in the eastern hemisphere, on the other side, China conducted C plus C5 summit in Xi'an. Okay, it is situated in the Silk Route, at the head of the Silk Route, Xi'an. Xi'an, Silk Route indicates the Central Asia because it is passes through Central Asia. C plus 5, it is also related to a Hindu article yesterday, Central Asian foreign policy. Okay, multi-vectorianism, vectorism pays off related to some Central Asia. But of course, this question framed beyond this editorial. Okay, based on this editorial, UPSC may frame any kind of questions. Okay, as far as this question, in view of the recent C plus 5 summit. Okay, recently China conducted this C plus 5. C means China. C5 means Central Asian 5 republic like Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. I repeat, from India, above the India, just started the Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. These are the 5 Central Asian republics. Okay, see Central. Do you think that India is a losing ground in the most important Central Asia? This is the question. Most important Central Asia. How it is important? The Central Asian 5 republic is a huge swath of land. It is also known as second Gulf because of its a huge treasure of the oil resources, gas and petroleum reserves, and rare earth minerals, and also coal and iron reserves, etc., etc. And given this Central Asian geographical nature, it is giving more opportunities to countries like India and China because they are growing fastest growing economies, India and China, and they need a huge resource base to meet its growth process, to fueling its growth, to fuel its growth process in terms of raw material, in terms of export market, etc. The Central Asia can provide a huge opportunity for India's exports. Okay, because we have the cultural relations, and also it is a Gulf. It is a second Gulf. It is known as second Gulf because of its a huge bounty of the mineral resources like oil, natural gases, coal resources, mineral resources, rare earth materials, etc., etc. In this aspect, they can provide a lot of opportunities for India's growing economy. And also, this Central Asia, strategically very important because this Central Asia is situated in between the Eurasian continent, at the center of at the pivotal area of the central Eurasian continent, Eurasian landmass or heartland. Okay, Mackinder heartland concept. On the one side, the growing China. On the northern side, Europe, especially China. On the western side, this Western Asia. And southern side, South Asia, especially India. India, China, Russia, and West Asia. It is at the crossroads. That's why that holding, India's hold on this region is very, very important. But of course, the recent summit discussions with Chinese summit level discussions here is a clear warning to the both India as well as China. So the Chinese influence, increasing sphere of influence in China is not augur well for India's interest in Central Asia. That is important, and it is not augur well for the interest of Russia also because Russia was conspicuous by its absence in that area. This is the first time that Russia was not participating in Central Asian discussion when China was there. So there is a clear-cut competition that it indicates that there is a clear-cut competition between China and Russia in order to get the grip on this area. Of course, India also conducted Central Asian India Summit last year. Every year, India is conducting the Central Asia and India Summit. Russia is also conducting. European Union conducting. US conducting. China is conducting. But of course, Chinese presence is more danger. Russia's presence in Central Asia is not danger for India because Russia is accommodating India's presence in this area. For example, this Aini air base. India's air base in outside of Indian territory is Aini in Tajikistan. It has been accommodated by Russia. Okay, and Russia accommodated India in Songhai region, which is related to the Central Asia, China, and Eurasian area. Okay, Russia accommodating India presence India in this area in a way to compete with China because India is a counterweight to China. This is the opinion of Not only the whole world, it is the opinion of Russia as well. So Russia is accommodating. Russia's presence in Central Asia is very important. But of course, recent Chinese summit level discussion along with Central Asian Republic is indicating withering Russia's presence in Central Asia, because Russia was conspicuous by its absence in this area. It is not good for India. So in this way, India is losing ground, definitely. But however, but recently, even in this editorial also indicated that Central Asian Republic are diversifying their relationship with other powers. Especially, they are discussing summit level discussions with Russia. They are discussing summit level discussions with European Union and United States of America, and discussing with China and discussing with India. So they are looking dimensionally. So in they may not tilt towards China. They will look at India as well, because India is more important for their security reason, because they are worrying for their security apart from the economy. Their most important concern is security, to protect their sovereignty. But Russia, Chinese ambassador to France recently commented very adversely against this one, that the comment constitutes like the Central Asian republics are not sovereign republic. This is the comment comes from the an ambassador, an influential personality, diplomat of the China. So they created a concern, uh, consternation among the mindset of Central Asia. That's why they are looking at other parts. They will neglect, they cannot ignore the India, which is a counterweight. It's the rising counterweight to China. So, in this way, India may not lose ground in this one. However, India must be cautious as far as Chinese maneuvers, diplomatic maneuvers in Central Asian republics. Like this way, you have to discuss. Okay, this is also the important task force is, do you think actually? So here the discuss is important, and also explanation is also important. Do you think, which indicates, though it is no proper, but the task words question word is implicit in nature. That is, the question words are mostly discuss, explain, elucidation. Okay, these question tags also there. In this way, you have to discuss the UPSC questions. Thank you very much.